Welcome back to Outside Views, where today we're digging into a story that's not just heartbreaking, it's infuriating. Because right now, in one part of the United Kingdom, nearly 9 out of every 10 children are growing up in poverty. And no, that's not a typo. That is reality in Middleborough's Newport ward. According to new government data, a staggering 85% of children in that one ward are living below the poverty line. And let that sink in. That's 6 out of 7 kids, compared to a national average of 22%. It's not just bad, it's the worst in the country. To call it a scandal, as local MP Annie MacDonald did, might actually be putting it lightly. This isn't just a social issue, it's a full-blown crisis. And Newport isn't the only struggling area either. Middlesbrough's Central Ward ranks 8th in the country, and North Ormsby also makes the list. But at the other end of town in Nunthorpe, only 7% of children live in poverty. So same town, completely different world? What's going on there? Well, let's start with the big picture. In just 1 year, the number of children in relative poverty across the UK rose by 121,000, and that brings the total to 4.5 million. Let that sink in. 4.5 million children growing up without enough. And these numbers reflect the last full year under the previous Conservative government. But Labour, now in power, is already being criticised for not doing enough to stop the bleeding. The two-child benefit cap is under fire, with calls to scrap it coming from MPs and advocacy groups alike. And why? Because ending it could lift 300,000 kids out of poverty. And that's not a small number. That's a policy change with the potential to rewrite futures. And meanwhile, the government's own proposals for benefit reform have sparked outrage. And why? Because their own impact assessment admits that 50,000 more children would be pushed into poverty. And let me say that again. Their own documents say that their own policies will make the problem worse. Andy MacDonald says Labour must act fast and act boldly. He wants the welfare green paper thrown out and the Child Poverty Task Force's recommendations published and implemented now. He says it's the #1 priority. And local Labour councillors in Newport are also sounding the alarm. They say this crisis threatens not only the well-being of children, but the very fabric of the community. They are calling for more government funding for long-term investment in enrichment programs and a full-on employment push to help parents, especially mothers, find sustainable work. And they are not just asking for some kind of band-aid fixes. They are asking for real structural change. Affordable childcare, training programs, local business incentives. Because when parents thrive, kids have a chance too. And Middleborough's Mayor Chris Cook says they are working with the new government to repair the damage left behind. And he has announced a new task force to give every child a fair start. Well, that is a start, but will that be enough? And seriously, let's not forget the human side of this. This isn't about percentages and spreadsheets. This is about kids. Kids going to school hungry. Kids without a safe place to play or a warm home to return to. Kids growing up thinking this is normal. And when poverty becomes normal, society is in trouble. Because these children are the future. And if you fail them now, well, you pay the price later. So the question isn't whether this is a crisis. It is. The question is whether anyone in power is prepared to do what it actually takes to fix it. So, thanks for watching, and if you found this story eye-opening, please hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell for more hard-hitting analysis. This is Outside Views, bringing you the reality behind the headlines. I'll see you next time, and the next video is right here in the end screen.